I gave Lost Ark 2 days of my time, and after that I haven't touched it since. Now, to be fair, I did put considerable time into the Russian server, so my bell curve was a lot shorter than most. But that aside, people are now entering the phase where the honeymoon period has finally come to an end, and people are realising it wasn't quite the matrimony that they expected it to be. But today's video isn't about me, it's all about what you have to say. So here's You, Me and Lost Ark, number 4. So our first comment comes from Chull for Luck, and he said, "Why am I watching this video? I was just typing what was on my mind. Lost Ark is boring. I played not only to 50, but well over the easy to get tier 1 gear, and now I'm at this point where you wait for your dailies and weeklies to pop up at 11. But how did I get here?" He also went on to say, "Overall, the gameplay is fine but boring. The systems are weirdly complex and twisted, so buying in is always easier. My monkey brain held out for 150 hours, and now it's just a game that once had a place on my computer." Now, he made a really interesting point that the systems being so complex that it was actually easier just to buy in. Now, I don't know if he meant monetarily, and I am presuming that it is monetarily. And that is the thing, if you've ever played Lost Ark, there are just so many currencies. There's like 3 different shop currencies, there's pirate coins, there's normal silver, there's gold. There's also kind of the different armor currencies you use to upgrade your different pieces of gear. So I kind of get where they're coming from. Now, I know I mentioned honeymoon phases, and this is because you guys have been using this exact phrase, and one of them in particular was Ara's X. And they said, once the honeymoon phase fades, it's a boring grind. Same thing every day. It's like seeing your wife's face after she washes her makeup off. The sex gets boring and you thinking about life. Wait, game forces you to do the same for the other 5 characters. Game wasn't pay to win at the start due to gold to gem conversion being was good. That's the direct quote, by the way. I had good time, loved the game. Now it's that moment in life to say goodbye to your ex-wife. I played 200 hours. I'm just going to say this first of all, go see a fucking marriage counsellor. And if at any point you start comparing any activity, be it an MMO, to a broken relationship, I think it's time to have a healthy reality check. Now, SMGM Tokos, he put, "I would, but like after 48 hours of torture, I only had 5 minutes of fun in Abyssal Raids and the first kill on Abyssal Dungeon. Everything else in this game is bad." And Yennefer replied, "Same here. Looks like a couple of minutes of fun once per week." Now, I know I like to read the funny comments, but there were some people who actually went out of their way to write me some quite lengthy answers. And one of them was Circle Observer. And I just want to read this out. So they put, "So I hit 50, did enough gathering to get most of my skills 10 plus. And yeah, it feels like the game is nothing but attendance rewards. Those have rest mechanics which allow you to skip days, so I was mostly fine with it, but then I realised that even horizontal progression is time gated to an absurd degree. I wanted to get more crew to up my success rate on Stronghold Dispatch. I found out I could get more crew through Rapport, which seemed fun at first, but this is also time gated. But first I need to get certain emotes and songs which are locked behind certain activities, which can themselves be on a schedule. I don't feel rewarded for pumping up my item level or gathering skills, especially since the amount of progression I can make in a day is extremely limited. Everything in this game revolves around waiting or sailing around to collect attendance rewards from different locations. I don't think I've ever been burned out so quickly on an MMO, and I've played a ton of BDO, which is Black Desert Online if you don't know. So it's not like I can't tolerate a grind." So there you have it, words from a player who does one of the most grindy MMOs out there, and with similar mechanics to Lost Ark in terms of like roll chance to upgrade your items, etc. And even he found it frustrating with the time gates. And I think personally I can relate to this. This was the killer moment that just did it in for me, because I just wanted to go off, do the dungeons, fight the mobs, etc., do some progression. And it was literally, I could do it twice a day and then I'd have to swap it onto another character. And while I like the idea that all your characters count towards some sort of global goal, it began to really wear thin as someone with a limited amount of time. I just wanted to have one character that I could just invest in and go ahead and, explore things and then put it down. Now, thank you for everyone who's written in with big chunky amounts of time in their reviews. We've got some people saying with 200 hours and 300 hours. I'm not actually sure if the game has even been out that long. But Azadad put, "I have almost 200 hours on Steam. I am level 50 and have 420 eye level power. The game is exactly the same at level 50. This is by far the worst game I've played, not even for the MMO genre, but the worst. This game doesn't even seem like a game. It's a cheap toy simulator with fighting on the side. At level 50, you're introduced to the true colours of the game, pay for convenience game. You have to grind non-stop for hours to get enough material to upgrade just to have enough eye level for the name stage mission. I don't even consider this a game. This is simply an awful simulator that is hyped because Amazon is the publisher and streamers are being paid tons of money to lie about the game. This game was created as a cash grab using psychological tricks to have people pay money into this game. This game will die in 3 months. I do not hate this game, but this is simply the worst I've played. There are still tons of you out there wondering what's wrong with you or wishing that you could actually enjoy the game. One of those was Gala Casball. They put, I wish I could blindly follow this hype train. I've tried desperately to enjoy this game, but it feels so boring that playing the game puts me to sleep after an hour or two. The combat looks and feels great, except there are no challenges. I can one-shot hordes of mobs from level 10 all the way to 50 and the game feels too easy. My biggest gripe is all the confusing items and systems. All these chests and currencies will take time to learn and understand, and there's too many, it's overwhelming to try. Now this one really broke my heart because David Olson he said, yes, it's boring, bought the Founders Pack for $100, which admittedly I did as well. And after 3 characters leveled to 25 to 35 quitted, it's a mobile game just missing auto run function. The great symbols, but it's good I'm not alone after finding this boring questing ain't challenging at all. There, I never died and I jumped straight into hard dungeons and it was easy. Okay, I'm used to hardcore mode in D3, so if I die I lose my character. Perhaps this has made me into a bit of a challenge seeker. All I can say, this game is made for 3-year-olds. Now I thought I was done reading through the comments and hearing all the odd side effects. Doodle damper. Well, I'm level 50 finally. I'm actually close to throwing up every time I think to myself, I could just play Lost Ark today. I will say it's fun to watch others play, but doing it myself feels work without getting paid. Definitely a red flag for games. And I think that's a really good point. I actually quite enjoy watching the flashy animations, and that's what pulled me in. Like, the cinematics and the trailer for this game were top part. Like, I got genuinely excited. I thought the music and the synchronization, it was really good. I got tingles down the back of my neck when I watched it. But once you're playing it, has this completely different effect on you. There's a few of you complaining about the honing system as well. I know this is an Eastern MMO thing, that upgrading your items has a random chance of being able to fail, very similar to BDO. Eurodude made a really good comment about the subsystems again. A lot of you hating how many systems in this game. He says, what I hate about this game are the countless subsystems. Once you figure out one, they throw another at you. I want to have fun in the game, not do tedious micromanagement. Look at the GUI of the game. It's a mess, so overbloated with rewards and stuff to claim, which is pointless anyway. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there because there are just endless slews of comments and I could just go on all day with this video. I will continue to make them. There seems to be a lot of you out there who want some confirmation that you aren't going mad. I also want to just make the point that I accept that there are people out there who are absolutely loving Lost Ark at the moment and there is nothing wrong with it. But I'm also not going to be willfully ignorant that there are a huge amount of people out there who just don't enjoy the game and are wondering what the fuck is going on. Is there something wrong with me? I am going to keep making these videos until Lost Ark basically pitters away. A lot of you are coming out now with your late game experience and just your general thoughts on it, and as always it is greatly appreciated. But anyway, until then, I hope you have a great week everyone. I'll be back with more news and reviews soon. There's all sorts of cool stuff coming out, Elden Ring, etc. So expect to hear lots about that. We'll go through some of the comments on Elden Ring as well at a later date. But as always, have a great week everyone, and I'll see you all soon.